Old school that I still do. As a woman, I always have a pair of earrings in. I always keep a pin in my truck and in my purse. Sexist, but it's cute. I always keep a pin on me. Sanitary napkins. I don't share a house with other people. You should actually keep them in a separate bag under the sink and tie off the bag each time you put something in there. But either way, you should always, when you remove your pad, you should always wrap it up in toilet paper and put it back in the pad wrapping and then put it in a bag that can be tied off. Another thing from the old school is not standing up in a man's house. In other words, you go to a man's house to visit. If you're not married to him, you go in and you sit down and you cross your leg. You don't stand up like over his sink. You don't start walking around. You don't walk back and forth across the room, because that can be considered like you're trying to turn him on or you're bringing attention to yourself. You know, you'll peep a lot of times, like women who are a little loose, they do a lot of that. Like they get up in front of a room of men and they keep walking back and forth to bring attention to themselves. They might start twisting a lot, smiling, being loud. That's a huge no. My aunts and grandma always told me, do not ever turn a man on to be cute, because that's a dangerous game if you're not planning to go through with that. If you drop something on the ground, always bend at the knees and off to the side, never bend over. And be mindful of your eye contact. Even in the city, pimps wear flashy stuff to see if they can get women to stare at them, because if a woman stares at them, they are quote unquote choosing. Choosing means that you're gullible or naive, you can be manipulated, and a man will target you to pimp you out. That's an extreme example, but I'm mindful of, if I'm with my man and his homeboys show up, I won't make eye contact with his homeboys. That's out of respect. I don't particularly make or hold or sustain eye contact with male strangers who I don't know. We don't want to send no mixed signals. Never, ever, ever, ever be nowhere where a bunch of men are and you're the only woman, or there's just a few women. Make sure it's balanced 50-50, or that the women outnumber the men. If I'm hanging with my man and his homeboy show up, I'm going to excuse myself to another room or I'm going to leave. If a man invite me somewhere and there's a bunch of men there, I'm probably going to stand outside and speak to him, and then I'm going to leave. There is no reason ever why a woman should be somewhere where it's a whole bunch of men and she's like the only woman, ever. You don't leave your panties on the floor. You don't leave them behind the bathroom door or anything like that. You take your panties off, they go in the hamper or the washing machine. Now, nobody ever supposed to see your undergarments. That includes and I'm guilty of this, but it shows the tip or a part of your bra strap, that you need to have your clothes either tailored, or you need to get one of those strap adjusters so that your bra strap is never showing. This is a big thing. Like, that's a very basic thing that shows class. Yeah, I have to tailor my pants so that my panties won't show, because the way my waist to hip ratio is. But to avoid this, sometimes I'll just wear a two-piece or a jumper. I do well with styles from the 60s, so rompers, jumpers, and A-line dresses fit my body great to where they don't need to be tailored. Interrupting people. I don't believe in walking in between two people while they're talking, or walking in front of somebody while they're talking. That makes my skin crawl. You always say excuse me and walk behind them, bow your head, show respect. And clothing wise, if I'm going to a formal setting, or just honestly anywhere outside of the club, I like for my clothes to be knee length. Maybe about 3 inches above the knee is okay if it's a pencil skirt, but ideally knee length for anything beyond, again, things from the old school that I still do. As a woman,